Welcome back to another exciting episode of Gardening with Crocs.
That's right, Kid Croc. Today, we're going to discuss 5 plants that we will not plant again in our garden. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Let's go. So today, we are going to discuss 5 plants that I will not plant in my garden again.
Yes.
Definitely not this year. Maybe in the future, but definitely not this year.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
The first one on the list has to be garden huckleberries. We tried these. I've had good high aspirations for them, not knowing how they tasted. But
we have some taste. We had some tasters at our house.
yeah, we have some tasters. But those guys did produce fairly well. So if you want something that does produce, those guys will produce. They are just small, tiny little. I mean, they're probably about yay tall plants. Produce a bunch of little round. They look almost like blueberries, but they're kind of hard. These guys were a little bit bitter. Well, they weren't a little bit bitter. They were a lot bitter if you ate them raw. They did not taste very well at all. Matter of fact, Mama Croc, I had them in a jug. She popped one in her mouth, and she did not care for them one bit.
She was like,
Yeah, it was bad.
yeah.
So I did make some into a jam. Actually, I made all of them into a jam. And while the jam is okay because you load it up with a bunch of sugar, nobody really cares for it as much as our strawberry jam. So
Strawberry jam's the best. I'm not lying, in our house.
yeah, so we're just gonna nix that. The next thing that we are probably not gonna plant again was a thing I had a lot of growing in the garden, a lot of volunteers, and that would be this Grannatt Cabbage.
What's Grannatt Cabbage? I never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's kind of like a leafy cabbage, but it is pretty spiny, and I just did not care for it.
Wait, does it hurt you?
No, it doesn't really hurt you. It's just got a prickly, spiny taste to it. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It also bolted way early, resulting in tons of seeds being spread out through the garden. The only good thing I can say about this cabbage was I had a ton of green material to lay over my gardens whenever I was shutting the beds down. The next thing that's on the list is ground cherries. We tried these guys last year. I know there's some hype on the internet about these guys, but I don't know. I just didn't care for them. They tasted just okay. They were pretty small. It was kind of really tedious to pick them. So I think I'm going to give that one a thumbs down. I think for this year, we're not going to do that again unless somebody can really convince me to do that. Maybe I just didn't get the right kind. I don't know.
I will probably not convince you too.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
Moving on the list, we have the plain old cherry tomatoes. When I grew up as a kid, my dad grew these, and they were good. I like to pop them in your mouth, but since then, I've discovered a different cherry tomato, a sun gold tomato. So a sun gold will always replace this, the plain old red cherry tomatoes. So I will not be growing any plain old red cherry tomatoes in the garden. The last but not least has to be beets. About 2 years ago, I grew a lot of beets. Those were so easy to grow. They're prolific. They're easy to pull up out of the ground. They worked out real well. I canned them, had high aspirations for them. But then again, nobody ate them. I mean, I would eat them, but they just were meh.
Yeah.
So that I don't know, just wasn't my thing. There you have it. That's our 5 plants we will not grow in the garden this year.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Peace, yo.
Let's keep growing, you little green thumbs out there. God bless. See ya.